Shalom Israel. This is the Isupk Chicago Wednesday night biblical law class. You understand what we talk about and what we go into is things that are against the law, on point with the law, or anything pertaining to the law, right? Unless someone has any questions or online or anything like that, feel free to type it in if it has something to do with the law, statutes and commandments. Feel free to type it in, ask your questions, or we won't get to it. But what we're gonna go into today is the differences between what a real priest is and what a false priest is. And you understand how are you a false priest? You teach things that are contrary to the Bible.
Right.
You understand? To be considered a false prophet. And you understand? But what do you call when you're a real priest? You're a prophet of the Most High. You understand? The priests and prophets. You understand? So we're gonna go into false prophets first, and what their characteristics are, and what they teach, and then we'll go into real priests of the Lord and what they teach as well, and let the world determine what's right and what's wrong according to the scriptures. You understand? So the very first scripture we're gonna start with is Matthew 7:15. Grab that for me. You understand? So that's the whole point of the time we live in. And it's 2019. Brothers and sisters in the entire world are running and flooding into the Christian church, flooding into all these religions and all these type of denominations that have any correlation with the so-called God, right? And because of all that, our people are out astray and askew, going every type of which way because they believe in their own sense of what's right and what's wrong pertaining to how they were taught.
Right.
You understand? Because everything is something learned. You understand? A child needs to be taught what's right and what's wrong.
Right.
A child needs to be taught how to do this and how to do that. Need to be corrected when they do things wrong. And if they don't have the proper parenting or guidance as that child, they're going to grow up doing the wrong thing.
Right.
You understand? That goes with the entire all Israel. You understand? The priests and whatnot are the ones that are supposed to be guiding and helping the families along in the right direction.
Right.
You can't be a priest out there in the world, or I mean in the world on the earth. You understand? And all these families are going to you for counsel and guidance and therapy and whatever the case may be. And based off of whatever they tell you, that's how you're going to end up changing and deciding your life.
Right.
You understand? So without just priests and prophets on the earth, we're going to be going astray and keep dying like we are at this astronomical rate here in America and all across the globe.
Right.
You understand? So let me show you, and let the Lord show you in the scriptures what a false prophet looks like. You understand? Go ahead.
Matthew chapter 7, verse 15. Beware of false prophets.
Do what?
Beware of false prophets.
And beware of false prophets, meaning keep your eye out. There are men and women out here acting like they are the real chosen prophets of God.
Right.
That the ones that were ordained by the Most High to teach and guide the populace.
Right.
To guide Israel, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Indians. You understand? Going around and teaching the word in church on Sunday is what they say.
Right.
You understand? Spreading the truth and spreading the love of Jesus. All these different types of phrases they like to use and try to determine and try to help you understand that you need to follow them.
Right.
You understand? Which any prophet would do. Would try to teach you, or would try to tell you that what they have is the right way.
Right.
You understand? But now let's determine if it's the right way or not. Go ahead.
Which come to you in sheep's clothing.
They do what?
Which come to you in sheep's clothing.
And beware of these individual false prophets that come to you in sheep's clothing. Meaning they come to you acting harmless.
Right.
You know, that they are just the cutest and fluffiest thing in the bunch of animals out there.
Right.
You know, and they can never do you no harm. People look at sheeps and goats like, well, they're not a threat. They're not gonna harm me or threaten my life. That's what you think, because then you compare them to lions and tigers and bears, Of course, you're not gonna look at a sheep like it's some dangerous, ferocious animal. It's because they're not. They only attack if they feel threatened.
Right.
You understand? They'll headbutt you every now and then, but they don't have, unless you are the weakest little child on the earth. Sheep really don't have the means to really kill you like that.
Right.
You must be someone that's really inadequate in everything to let a sheep kill you.
Right.
You understand? So these individual false prophets, they come to you looking like they're harmless,
Right.
that they can never endanger you, and everything that it has something to do with them is all counting sheep.
Right.
You understand? That's what brings you ease.
Right.
Go ahead.
People like Creflo Dollar. He's definitely a sheep a wolf in sheep.
Don't go too far. We haven't hit the W word.
Right.
He's definitely a man that seems like he's beneficial to the people.
Yeah.
That's for sure. Another one you'd have is Steve Harvey.
Right.
Steve Harvey definitely looks like and acts like he's the man to follow. You know what I'm saying? You have his show, the Harvey Show, whatever they call it. I've seen it once in my life and it made me throw up.
Right.
You understand? Then he has the Family Feud and all these things. So he's a good entertainer.
Okay.
And he shows that because you realize the majority of the people that have any type of counseling on the radio or people that try to guide you in the way you're supposed to go, you realize they all have a game show or a talk show. You understand? Game shows are made for entertainment.
Right.
Talk shows are made for entertainment. Right. So if these people that are going out here and trying to teach the people what's wrong was right, but they also have all these entertainment aspects, they are, what are they considered? A priest or an entertainer?
Right.
They're called entertainers. You understand? Their profession is to be an entertainer towards the people.
Right.
You understand? But because they made it so gloriously in America with all their money and all that, people look to them as they're the right counselors.
Right.
Because wealth determines someone's wisdom nowadays. It is there.
Right.
Well, go ahead.
But inwardly, they are raving wolves.
You understand? These sheep are so harmless. Creflo Dollar, Steve Harvey, Oprah Winfrey, now Kanye West, and she's a pastor now. You understand? They all seem like they just flowers and harmless and it's all fun and games and under a rainbow.
Right.
But really, these men and these women are ravening wolves. They come to you looking all nice and humble and soft like a nice sheep or a nice fluffy rabbit or something like that. But low key, they the big bad wolf.
Right. Some sort of hidden agenda. Some sort of agenda.
You understand? Think about Little Red Riding Hood. Well, the whole plot of Little Red Riding Hood is that this little innocent girl, you understand, that was just trying to do good, like everyone tries to do. All Israelites, meaning Black, Spanish, Native Indians, really just want to live on the earth to do good.
Right.
But due to poverty and due to the oppression of the so-called devil, you understand, we are pushed into the corner where we end up doing violence and thievery and lies and all that.
Right.
But think about Little Red Riding Hood. She was just a little innocent girl. It's the same way we are on the earth. We're just an innocent race that has been done dirty because we've been taught wrong. Yeah, of course, the things we have done made us less innocent, but you know what I mean. It's a metaphor. You understand? She's going to her grandma's house. Her grandma is as harmless as a sheep.
Right.
Literally, she's grandma. Right. What is grandma gonna do? Grandma's laid up in bed knitting a sweater. You understand? The big bad wolf comes in and eats grandma up.
Right.
And then what does the bad wolf do? He dresses up like grandma.
Right.
To disguise how he's evil and how he's a ravening wolf.
Right.
He tries to act like he's harmless little grandma that's sewing up her sweatshirts.
Right.
But then at the end of the day, what the Little Red Riding Hood do? She peeped the lies of her so-called grandmother and realized it wasn't really her grandmother.
Right.
It was a wolf that was trying to devour her. You understand? That's how these pastors and Christian teachers and leaders are in America.
Right.
You understand? And all across the globe. That's how the false prophets are. They the wolf that hid themselves and made them seem like they were harmless.
Right.
But at the end of the day, under our ignorance, they're going to devour us. They're going to take our money. You understand? They're going to feed us lies and hypocrisies and all along those lines. But go ahead.
Verse 16. Ye shall know them by their fruits.
You'll know these. You'll know a prophet of God by his fruits, meaning what he produces. You understand? For one, let me just break this out here. Period. A woman cannot be a prophet of God.
That's right.
She cannot be a priest unto the people that goes and teaches the Bible.
Right.
She can be a mother. You understand? Where she helps raise and helps cook and bring food and unto the people. She can also, the Lord might give her give her a vision every now and then,
Right.
but she won't know what it means. She asks the priest to decipher it,
Right.
and then based off of the deciphering of the actual man of the Lord, he'll use it to teach the people. You understand? That's why I keep saying he now, is because women are supposed to be prophets.
Right.
You understand? That's the whole misconception that we have. But go ahead.
Do men gather grapes of thorns or figs of thistles?
You understand? So when men go out, when you go get some fruits, are you going out there for the juicy fruit? Or are you going out there for the thistles and the thorns,
Right.
the prickles that might hurt you?
Right.
What do? You go get the fruit that is right.
Right.
The one that's good and is going to be nourishment to your soul and your body.
That's right.
You don't go grab the vines and rip them in half and eat a cactus. You don't do that.
Right.
You don't eat the thorny the stem of the fruits.
Right.
You want the fruit because the fruit's good for you. The stem is the stem.
Right.
You understand? It's gonna cut your mouth up like you're trying to eat glass.
Right.
You understand? So men go somewhere that's good for them.
Right.
That's where that's everyone's drawn to what's better for them.
That's right.
That's where you're drawn. Go ahead.
Verse 17. Even so, every good tree bringeth forth good fruit.
You understand? And these good trees, meaning the real men and women of the Lord, they bring fruit good. I mean, they bring forth good fruit. Meaning the people that come to the organization or their temple or whatever you want to call it. You understand their organization, and quote the Isupk, their school.
Right.
You can see the fruits of their labor.
Good.
You know, I'm not talking about literal fruits that you eat. I'm talking about the acts and the deeds that these individuals actually do.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
You find if you go into a place and you see people smoking weed, doing drugs, are gay as hell. You understand? They're liars and thieves. Is that good fruits?
Lie, sir.
That's show not good fruits.
Lie.
When you go somewhere that says that they have the truth of the Lord, they should be utmost amazing, flawless people.
Good.
You understand? When I mean flawless, I don't mean they might not slip and trip on a rock. You understand? I'm not saying that they might make a mistake and be they were told to go, this is the number they need to dial, but they actually type in the wrong number and call the wrong people. That's simplicity. Yeah, I'm talking about their well-being, you know, how they hold themselves, how they conduct themselves, their morals.
Right.
You understand? That's how you know if it's a good place to be in or it's a bad place to be in. You look at the people that are within that individual or specific organization.
Right.
You understand? You go to the Christian church, what's it full of? Gay people.
That's right.
You understand? But when you read this Bible, it says what? Thou shalt not be gay.
Right.
You understand? Of course, that doesn't say you should be gay, but it says a man should not lie with a man as he would with a woman.
Right.
And vice versa. You understand? That's in the Bible. But they don't teach that in Sunday church, on Sunday service. You understand? That's a 1L for the Christian church.
That's right.
The other thing is, what else do you find in the Christian church? People that smoke weed,
Good.
smoke cigarettes. But when you go to the Bible, it says, you shall not put an evil man diggeth up evil,
right,
and puts a burning fire to his lips. You're just smoking. You understand? But that's two strikes for the Christian church. Yeah, what's another strike for the Christian church? They say they're child molesters.
Right.
Child molesters, sleeping with 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 year old, 9 boys, little boys and girls.
Right.
You understand? When the Bible says a boy, in quote, a man and a woman should not have sex until they are blossomed or actually became a full-grown man.
That's right.
Which is not at 5 and 6. You understand? That's the whole problem with the Christian church, is that you see the fruits of their labor.
That's right.
You understand? So that good tree, you should never find anyone that's gay in the Christian church.
Right.
I mean, in the house of God.
Right.
You should never find anyone that shaves their beards off. You should never find anyone that
Eat anything.
that eats shrimp, crab, pork, and lobster. That lies and steals and rapes and you can't. Those types of things should be outside of the house of the Lord.
That's right.
You understand? Go ahead.
But a corrupt tree bringeth forth evil fruit.
You understand? And this corrupt tree, it's an abomination.
Right.
It's corrupt, meaning it's going to dilute your soul. You understand? It's full of impurities. You understand? You go out to the Christian church, it's all filled with all the disgusting abominations the Lord said not to.
Right.
You go to Sunday service, what are they doing in there? They're joining hand in hand with the oppressor. You understand? Saying kumbaya, and then when it's time for they dinner or they feast, it's full of chitlins, it's full of pork, and it's full of catfish and tuna. It's full of all these types of foods and all these types of things. But you go to Leviticus chapter 11, it says thou shalt not eat those specific things.
Right.
We should not eat swine. We shouldn't eat nothing in the waters that doesn't have fins and scales.
Right.
You understand? We shouldn't eat anything that isn't cloven footed, and choose the cut. You understand? That's the whole point of the matter.
That's right.
Is that the house of the Lord that the so-called world talks about, the Christian church, the Muslim mosques, and all those types of things, they are corrupt fruits.
That's right.
Because they all come from a corrupt tree. Go ahead.
Verse 18. A good tree cannot bring forth evil fruit.
You see it again?
A good tree cannot bring forth evil fruit.
Is it a good tree? One that's well planted, well rooted, and everything is maintained and all that? It can't bring forth that disgusting, impure fruit.
That's right.
It can't. Because once you that tree was planted and it was rooted up well, it can't become the fruit it brings. It can't be impure because the stalk of it, the one that has bringing forth the apples and the oranges and so forth,
right,
is well nourished and it's pure. You understand? Meaning the teachers that have been teaching the people are pure.
That's right.
Meaning they follow the Most High. You understand? Which is the scriptures say what? We should love the Lord with all our heart, soul, mind, body, and spirit. You understand? Which is the greatest commandment.
Right.
And the second greatest commandment is to love thy brother as thyself.
That's right.
You understand? Off of those two commandments hinge all the others.
Right.
So you should know, once you go into that house of so-called God, if they follow those two commandments to a T.
That's right.
If they have an art with one another, they go hash that on their own.
Right.
And if that doesn't happen, they have 2 and 3 witnesses, and so forth. You'll never see a person have any type of cigarette or weed in their mouth. You'll never see a man kissing a man or a woman kissing a woman. You'll never see a so-called black Hispanic Native Indian hugged up on a heathen,
right,
which is all of the other nations outside of us. You never see that in the house of God. You wouldn't see men with they line up, starting to trim up their beards and they getting a roundabout on their head,
right,
looking like a box. I couldn't understand that. You would never see that in the house of the Lord.
That's right.
And so you would never hear. You wouldn't be able to prove cases that took this man's wife. You
right.
You could, of course, the rumors will always be out there because people tell lies on the prophets. They always have. You understand? They'll say all those allegations, but there'll be no proof behind it.
Right.
They won't be able to find the receipts because they don't exist.
That's right.
You understand?
Right.
All the allegations that are made against the prophets have to be proven.
Right.
When you go to the Bible, it says, prove all things.
Right.
So if you can't prove that that root or that tree is impure and the fruits thereof are impure as well, then your allegations and your statements are void.
Right.
You understand? They're invalid. But go ahead.
Now I was going to say in the big difference between the ISUPK and every other like Christian church or mosque or whatever, for real, you see the real brotherhood in the ISUPK. Because of all the churches I've ever been in throughout my life, and I've been to quite a few of them here in Chicago, and you might meet a handful of people.
Right.
That's it. Basically, people don't really get, when the pastor tell everybody to shake 3 hands or something like that, you might, but other than that, there's no real brotherhood in Christianity. People would turn on you. It's real Christianity. You're still in your flesh real heavily. You sway to do things. I have actually witnessed right out here, guys getting ready to fight. While we having service. Because of a disagreement, and they have to walk the brother outside to cool off and all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? And it's just, the people need to start waking up and realizing, man, that they got to. They hearing the truth when they tune in to the ISUPK, or you see us on these corners. You need to start taking heed, because time is winding down, man. And it's obvious. You can see, if you got 2 eyes and 2 ears. I mean, unless you're just a complete idiot. I mean, damn, you can't see what's going on around you.
You understand? People always. This is the truth. This is definitely the truth. People would rather hear a lie than be told the truth, because a lie is more appealing,
right,
than the truth is. You understand? The truth is a medicine. You understand? I hate medicine. If you go to, if you ever get cold, like if you get actually you get sick, like the flu or a common cold, I hate it.
Right.
And it's I will let my body take its natural course. It will get better whenever it gets better. I ain't trying to take no spoonful of cough syrup. I'm straight on that. You understand? I'm good. I'll just lay in my bed, get a little bit of sleep, eat some noodles, and be back up the next day. Because I hate medicine. And that's how people are in the world. They hate the actual medicine, which is the truth.
Right.
Because the scriptures say, what? The truth shall set thee free.
Yeah, that's right.
And it's not a lie. A lie will help you accepting, and that's like, for example, you someone in the world, what every restaurant will say this. If you ask a restaurant, well, is this Red Lobster bad for me? You ask the owner of Red Lobster.
Right.
You ask him. He knows exactly what's in the food.
Right.
What is he gonna say?
He's gonna tell you no.
He's gonna say, no, it's not bad for you. It's a delicacy.
Right.
That lobster is a delicacy, and because it looks good, because it looks good to your eye, you will accept that.
Right.
You're not gonna think about the repercussions of where it came from or what type of creature it is.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Look at pork. Pork has been known to be the most disgusting type of food on the earth. Literally. People know it, but they don't care because it tastes good.
Right.
You can make anything taste good. Literally, we're Israelites. We can make anything taste good. You gotta think, brothers and sisters be eating locusts, which is lawful.
Right.
I guarantee they ain't just raw they ain't just unflavored food. We ain't the oppressor.
Right.
We know how to season chicken. We know how to season foods.
Right.
Anyone can make an unlawful food taste good.
Right.
You understand? So it has nothing. That's why it's appealing. It smells good.
Right.
And all that. They can make it do that because it's called seasoning. It's called preparing the dish. You prepare it well enough, anything's gonna look appetizing. What is that? Oh, it's South Arabian flying spider monkey.
Monkey brain.
What? You understand? You telling me monkey smell that good?
Right.
Well, of course it smells that good because I put all these different types of ingredients in it and had it marinate in this.
Right.
Of course, meat is meat. At the end of the day, it's still flesh.
Right.
But if it comes from a specific individual animal or specific animal, then it depends on if the flesh is okay for you or not.
Right.
You understand? So they can make anything taste good. That's why it's appealing to them.
Right.
It might smell. Look at 4th of July. 4th of July, everyone's at the beach cooking all the ribs,
right,
all the pork hot dogs and all this. But if of course now we in the truth in the UPK, we go out, we can smell the difference between pork and non-pork. Because we've been keen and trained to be able to always keep an eye out for the unlawful foods.
Okay.
But if you in the world, you walking down the beach and you have all these people, brothers and sisters, cooking on the grill, and all these people cooking on the grill, you're gonna be like Peter. You're gonna be like one of those animated TV shows where the pie is sitting in the window and the smoke just starts lifting you up off the air and you start floating towards the pie.
Right.
You understand, like Tom and Jerry or something.
Right. Or you go to line talking about, what's up, cuz?
You understand, you're gonna try to catch a lick
yeah.
because it smells so good.
Right.
It's appealing. It's alluring. That was the whole point of the comedies, when the smoke turns into a beautiful woman for some reason, and it touches their nose and they float up and float towards the food. It's because guess what? It's alluring. Just like a woman is alluring to a man.
That's right.
That's why they did that.
Right.
It is because everything has a correlation with something else. There's always a second side to a coin. Yeah, it's there. So that's the whole point. But go ahead.
Neither can a corrupt tree bring forth good fruit.
You understand? That corrupt tree can't bring forth those good, great citizens. It can't. Right. You might be an outstanding citizen in the United States of America. When you obey by their laws, right. You understand? You go to their school and projects. You go to the Christian church. You go to jury duty. You go to all these different things. You an outstanding citizen in the eyes of America. But at the same time, you walking around outside with a cigarette in your mouth.
Right.
You understand? You're walking around smoking weed and you're lying to people on the low. Those little white lies.
Right.
You're celebrating holidays. You're doing all these types of things, not knowing that you are a corrupt fruit.
That's right.
You understand? Because Christianity has dumbed down the minds of the populace.
Right.
That's literally the job of it. The word religion comes from a Greek and Latin word called religio, which means to bind or a stronghold. You understand? That's what religion does to you. It binds your minds so you have only one way of thinking.
Right.
And that one way of thinking is, no matter what I do, God loves me.
Right.
That's that way of thinking. Right. Because they say no one's perfect, so you're going to be doing whatever the hell you want in the world,
right.
And then you'll never hold yourself accountable for all the actions that you do commit.
Right. It's like, so then a lot of the pastors, they teaching their followers that thou should not judge, lest you be judged. You know, so what people, even though when they see their brother or their sister in sin, you know, a woman can know that her girlfriend going to mess with that other woman across the church husband and won't open her mouth. You know what I'm saying? Because all of them they don't know how to. They so sinful they don't know how to judge sin.
Exactly. You understand? And because they believe that thou shalt not judge.
Right. But they pass the teaching.
Yeah, it is that black people they think that pointing out someone's wrongs is judging.
Right.
But that's not judging. Judging is exacting a punishment. Everyone knows about the Amber Grainer story where she went and murdered that brother in his own house.
Right.
You understand? She was a police officer. She went in there illegally and murdered that cat, murdered the Jake. You understand? She just got 10 years in prison for murder. That's murder. First degree murder. Or second degree, whatever the numbers are. First degree.
Should have been first degree.
You understand? But guess what? Everyone forgave her.
Right. Everyone
loved her. You understand? She got hugs and she got loved by the security guard lady.
Right.
She got loved up by the brothers, the one that died, biological brother.
Right.
And he said he wishes she wouldn't have to go to prison for murdering his brother.
Right.
What?
Yeah.
That's Christianity. It teaches you to love your oppressor more than your own.
Right.
It teaches you that you got to forgive everybody and everything for all the acts they commit. That's wicked as hell.
Right.
You understand? And not only that did he forgive the devil for murdering his brother, the judge, a black judge, a sister, the one that she's the one that gave the judgment of 10 years to this white woman, this oppressor. And then after she gives the judgment and bangs the gavel, while everyone's getting ready and saying their goodbyes to the chick, the judge gets off of her pedestal, her seat of power, which really shouldn't have in the first place. I ain't gonna go there.
Right.
He had to say she got down and went and gave this devil a hug.
Right.
Find me one instance, please. I'm literally asking you. If you can find me one instance where a judge sentenced someone to prison for murder, went and gave the murder suspect that just got caught guilty a hug.
Right. It's unheard of.
It's unheard of. And then it had to be a black sister going hugging an an oppressing woman.
Right.
An oppressor's woman. To show you how destroyed black people are because of Christianity.
That's right.
That is the craziest thing on the earth.
Yeah.
That's them being a corrupt tree.
Okay.
But they think they're living in a corrupt tree, but they think that they are good fruit.
Okay.
You understand? But really, they're living in a corrupt tree and doing they're corrupt fruit themselves. What that woman did, Amber Grainer or whatever, what she did was an act of, for one, terrorism amongst the black community, and an act of war to the nation of Israel.
That's right.
Which is all blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians. That's what she did.
Right.
And they forgave her the moment after that gavel hit the ground.
Right.
You understand? I'm pretty sure the brother forgave her before the sentence.
Okay.
You understand? Before the ruling was a completely official, he went over there and said, "This is what my brother would want." No, it's not. Your brother's dead.
Right.
Your brother's dead because she barged into his house and shot him. How would he want this?
Right.
How?
So I still can't understand how on earth. Now she said she didn't say she was drunk. She said she had did overtime and she was tired. How do you mistaken a completely different apartment as your own on a totally different, the wrong floor? I mean, and at some point when you get on that level, you realize you're on the wrong floor.
How do you even get in?
And that's the other thing I was wondering. Who the hell leave their door unlocked?
Yeah, and is that
Who leaves their door? I wouldn't do that.
I wouldn't be surprised if they were screwing. Yeah, and is that unless this Jake just leaves his apartment door unlocked 24/7, which is stupid, especially knowing the race of person you are.
Right.
And knowing the target on your back is enormous. It wouldn't be strange. If they live in the same apartment complex,
right,
it wouldn't be strange for them to be having a intimate relationship and no one knowing. It's not strange. That would not be strange.
Right,
that happens all the time. You know how long it takes for parents to find out their kids having sex?
Right.
So you know how easy it would be for a grown man or woman to have sex with someone else in the same apartment complex without anyone knowing?
Right, they got their own apartments.
Exactly, and they literally the floor is different, and then no one would know this.
Right.
You understand? So that's the whole point. Of course, there's parts of the story that are not being told.
Right. So like one other little thing they had pointed out when this first happened, they have been seen in pictures together at a party.
Oh, they have?
Yeah.
That was so.
They have been seen in a picture together at a party.
They screwing. And they were screwing. They were screwing. She probably got him. She probably caught him with another woman, and then decided to hold her peace until he was alone again. I wouldn't be surprised. It's
a twist to it.
There's definitely a twist to everything. So they're only giving it 10 years.
10 years.
That's Christianity, and that's what being taught under the Christian church and the pastors and deacons does to the minds of people. It makes you think I should just forgive them no matter what they do to me.
Right.
I'm sorry, no. Understand? Because they think, well, God's all forgiving, God's all love. Right. God isn't all forgiving. The Most High is not all forgiving. If He has anger and wrath and jealousy, what do you do with anger? You just bottle it up and just explode? Even if you explode, you do what? You do something with it.
Exert it.
You understand? The Lord has killed and put to death thousands. He put to death almost the entire earth at one time. Literally, in one time. At one time, He put to death everybody on the earth except 8 people. and they want to say God always forgives.
Right.
You see the stupidity in that?
I know concept.
That's because the Christian church teaches you stupidity.
Right.
Teaches you to love everybody and forgive everything, so then you'll never harbor no hatred towards the one that is at the pinnacle of the religion, which is the so-called oppressor.
That's right.
You understand? But, keep going.
Verse 19. Every tree that bring not forth good fruit is hewed down.
And every tree that does not bring forth good fruit should be torn down. Hewn is like when you going out and you in the crops or whatever, and you grab a big scythe or whatever it's called, and you just yeah. And get us there. But now we have weed whackers and lawnmowers.
Right.
You understand? But that's what it is. It needs to be torn down at the root, is what it's saying.
Right.
So it can never be sprouted up. Because if you're killing weeds, you don't just cut off the top where you understand.
Right.
You gotta get it up out the ground so the root doesn't keep spreading and growing.
Right.
A plant will always survive as long as the root is alive.
Right.
You understand? Because that's where it gets its nourishment from, is from the earth.
Right.
So it needs to be hewn down. Look at the Lord. Look what the Lord is doing. All these Christian churches and all these mosques or whatever being struck by lightning. People burning them down.
Right.
You understand? Look what the Lord did to the cathedral over in Notre Dame.
Right.
You know, one of the biggest pinnacles of a religion on the earth, and he set fire to it. You understand? He's not only just destroying the little factors on the little blocks that you might have in your city. He destroyed one of the number one temples on the earth.
That's right.
That have something to do with the religion.
Right.
You understand? And everyone says God does everything.
Or Salaki, so we can't forget when the oppressor went and sat inside the church and sat back there and watched those people practice. Sat in there, I think they said up to about 45 minutes or an hour, then stood up and killed 7 or 9 people in there.
Still on roof storm. You understand? The Lord's destroying and trying to show you where he dwells and where he don't.
Right.
If your church has gone shut up before, the Lord's not there.
Right.
If someone in your congregation or your organization was murdered like that, the Lord's not there.
Right.
You understand? The Lord dwells with the people that obey him.
That's right.
Nothing bad should happen in their little temples. Churches should never, if the Christianity was the truth, not one Christian church should ever burn down.
Right.
Really, because that's the house of God. How can you damage the house of God?
Well,
you understand? If that's the case.
Okay.
You understand? But of course, because since we are the real prophets on the earth, we understand that the Lord doesn't even dwell the building isn't where he's at.
That's right.
He's with the people.
That's right.
So if the people are strung out on drugs and murdering each other in the streets, I'm guessing that's not where the Most High is.
Right.
You understand? The Most High is the temple of the Most High, or the place of the Most High is a sanctuary.
That's right.
Meaning no evil or anything impure or whatnot should belong or be in that place.
Right.
That's the whole point of a sanctuary. It's a safe haven.
Right.
The Christian church cannot be a safe haven if people can run up and shoot in it.
Right.
You understand? That's the whole point. Let someone try to run up into one of our UPK schools and try to shoot it up. They'll be shut down, lost their gun, broken face before they even made it to the door.
Right.
You understand?
Right. And it's like, so if you don't mind, I could go on and on about right here in Chicago. Well, I know about over there on 19th and like Lundale, a couple young guys went into the church service and robbed them, stuck them up at gunpoint. I know of churches where pedophiles have been caught messing with their children in there, and nothing happened to them. They just let them get arrested. Homosexuality is running rampant in all the churches, you know, and it's like I said, it's crazy, man, to think that the Most High is in these buildings when you see they full of sin, and you see that the people are not changing. Everybody is basically, you might have a handful of people that's trying to do good, you know, but you got these people walking around there acting like they so holy and they so close to the Lord with these They were showing one guy, he was speaking in tongue, and when his phone rang, he stopped speaking in tongue and looked at his phone and see who was calling them. I just figure if you were speaking in some sort of heavenly tongue, how could you let a phone, the ring of a phone, interrupt you or whatever it is you call yourself doing? These people something else, and then you got these pastors. They study getting all this money, trying to build these million and some dollar churches around Chicago, and you got all these mentally sick people walking around here that need help. You got people that's hungry and they're not opening their doors to really help people the way they should be, man. So that's how you know these buildings are full of these pastors are wolves in sheep clothing, and that they not bearing good fruit because they're not doing nothing for their own communities. Nothing. They ain't doing nothing for their communities. The communities are not changing. They're being taken over slowly by the what they call it, gentrification.
Yeah.
It's slowly happening all over Chicago. Ain't nobody doing nothing about it. Then you got all these young black girls are study coming up missing with this sex trafficking and stuff. No one is alert. No one is blowing a whistle on that or trying being alert or upset about that. You know. Then we got these. You know, it's just crazy, man. Everybody getting ready to vote. Everybody getting hyped up, getting ready to just because these elections coming around. Everybody now they talking that we fought, our people fought for us to have the right to vote stuff. When if you was in the truth, you would know better than that.
This is the whole point of the matter. That's the wickedness of religion. And if you point, it's literally astounding how we've been following the same religion in America for 400 plus years, and we still don't see the flaw.
Right.
You understand? Like what Thomas Jefferson was the one. Correct me if I'm wrong. Thomas Jefferson was the one that said the definition of being an idiot is doing the same thing over and over and over and over again, but expecting different results.
That's right.
Expecting different results.
Right.
We've been in Christianity for 400 years, pleading and marching and begging, and hands up, don't shoot, and Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. It's not the first time Black Lives Matter, hands up, don't shoot has ever been something.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
It's always been the case. It was just never promoted across the globe like it is. It was never made into picket signs and. No, I wouldn't say picket signs. I guarantee we had signs like that back in the time.
Good, sir.
During our marches with Martin Luther King and the Civil Rights Movement and all that, being hunted down with dogs and rocks thrown at us and fire hydrants sprayed on us.
Right.
We were, of course, saying our lives matter, stuff like that.
Right.
And so it's 400 years later, after all Nat Turner and everything like that.
Right.
Why do you? It's like you still expect the same religion to be the religion that's going to help save you.
Right.
The same religion that you've been dying in America with for 400 years, you expect tomorrow's the day.
Right.
The next week's the day.
Right.
That 2020 is the year.
Right.
You understand? Everyone's trying to say, oh, it's a happy solstice, happy new year, everything's gonna be brand new and fresh and great. Well, tell that to this brother that's got shot up in his own house.
Right.
He probably thought that the same thing. This is my year.
Concept.
And he was wrong.
Right.
Because he was still a Christian.
Right.
You understand? That's the whole point of the matter.
Right.
And I guarantee majority of the time, those two brothers, the one that died and the one that was loving up on the devil, they probably had New Year's together. Well, we went out, partied, had a good time with a woman if they had one, or whatever the case may be, and they had their New Year's resolution.
Right.
You understand? The year 2019 is going to be our year.
Right.
I guarantee they said that garbage. And guess what? It was the year one of them lost the other.
That's right.
You understand? At the same time, it's the year where one died. It's the year where one forgave the one that murdered the other.
Right.
You understand? How was that your year? Now, that individual brother by that name, of course, we all know, I'm talking about, of course, we know reincarnation, but if you talk in the world sense, he's not going to have another year.
Right.
His years are over with.
That's right.
If you're talking about the world knowledge.
Right.
You understand? So that's the whole point of the matter.
Right.
You got something?
So I was going to ask, kind of like a question, so they saying Christianity, Christ so loved the world that he died, he sent his only begotten son to die for the whole world. And then Christianity, if color don't matter and all this other stuff, then how come at 12 o'clock every Sunday in America, segregation is at its highest point? Blacks are over in their own buildings, praising to the Lord. The whites are in their own buildings, praising to the Lord. Yeah, you have a few mix here or there. But ultimately, it's the separation is America is divided Sundays at about 12 o'clock. Actually, if you really look at it, from what's going on what they saying. So if Christianity is so helpful to everybody, then how come everybody's so separate? Then I have seen these people have started putting posters up saying blacks need to be in their own church. White people don't want to hear your music. They don't want to hear your singing. They don't want to see you running around, jumping up and down. They do theirs the whole different way.
They do.
They no flavor. They be like, it's crazy. But black people, man, need to wake up, man, and realize, man, white people not interested in nothing that you doing, man, in them damn churches, man.
You understand? You said that they be saying black people need their own church. We have our own churches, but then white people go in there anyway and murder us all, even in we did nothing to them. You understand? They were literally in South Carolina, North Carolina, one of the two. No, Charleston, North Carolina. Is it Charleston, North Carolina? I want to say North. It might be South. One of the two. Yeah, there's Dylan Roof Storm ran up into a church that was fully black, only black people up in there, and he went up there with his gun and murdered 9 of them.
Right.
Made them suffer in that church.
Right.
We've been having our own black organizations and all that, and they failed. Black Panthers failed. The Black Brown Berets.
Yeah, I have a dream march.
Martin Luther King, they failed. Creflo Dollar failed. Martin Luther King failed. They all failed. All black movements failed.
Let's not leave out the Honorable Elijah Muhammad.
Elijah Muhammad, they all failed. You understand? The Black Christian Church, the Black Muslim Mosque, the Black Roman Catholic Church.
Right.
Then all the different stupid names that these churches have. The Pentecostal by Jesus, and Mary / baby Christ.
Right.
All these different types of churches, they've all failed black people.
Sir.
You understand? So how about instead of going to a place that calls himself a church?
Right.
If everything that's synonymous with a place that calls himself a church has failed, maybe you should go somewhere that has separated themselves from the definition of, or separated themselves of the worldly known church.
That's right, Coach.
That's right. That's why in the Isupk we don't call ourselves the Israelite Church of Universal and Practical Knowledge.
Right.
It's because we are putting a separation between us and the rest of this nonsense going around in the world.
That's right.
You understand? That's why you go, and the sad thing is that church really just means a congregation of Israelites. But because the world and because the religion of Christianity, it's ruined the word itself. The same way the gay pride movements, they've ruined what the definition of a rainbow means.
Right.
They've ruined it.
Right.
They've what's the word I'm looking for?
Desolated.
There we go. They've desolated the actual meaning and the truth behind that specific representation,
right?
Which is the rainbow.
That's right.
The Christian church and all these churches and all this religion has destroyed the word church.
Right.
So because they've destroyed and they spit on and put stains on the word church, we don't use church.
That's right.
But we do know that the word church means a congregation of Israelites, which are Black, Hispanic, Native Indians.
Right.
We know that.
Right.
That's why we call ourselves a school.
Right.
Because this isn't a place where we're going to go over and sing hallelujah and worship like the Christian church.
Right.
We're a school, meaning we teach you the goddamn Bible.
That's
we
right.
teach you the law. We teach you what's going on.
That's right.
That's the whole difference. Churches are for fun and games. It's entertainment. The same way Family Feud is for fun.
Right.
Same for Oprah Winfrey shows are for fun. Wendy Williams are for fun.
Right.
You get a car. You get a car. That's a game show.
Right.
That is literally a game show. You understand?
Right.
So it's time to actually teach the people. And where do you learn? In school.
Right.
That's where you learn.
ISUPK.
You learn in a class session in the school.
That's right.
In the ISUPK. That's how you know where the truth is and where the lies are.
Right.
Because you don't get taught in the church. You get the entertainment aspect. The tambourines, the drums, the band. You understand? The choir.
Right.
And then you have the black woman that's married to the pastor up there, half naked, twerking for the crowd on her hoverboard. Like, come on.
That's picture.
That's literally happened in the church.
Really.
You have black women dressed like whores teaching they sermons on a hoverboard.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I watched it.
That's crazy as hell.
Well, I watched part of it because I couldn't finish. I couldn't finish.
I know they got that mime dancing thing going on. Them little girls, you know, I have seen nipples. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be honest with you. And then as for our Isupk brothers and sisters, they need to hurry up and wake the hell up because those the so-called Pope Paul the Five or whatever, these people are literally trying to change the word of God, man. Mm-hmm. They attacking the Bible. They actually attacking our Lord and our Savior, man, by saying that what he did was uneventful and didn't help. You know, I mean, I don't know what the hell them people agenda are, but those old men that's wearing them fancy little suits and stuff, man, them people are losing their damn minds in them big
buildings.
Yeah, them buildings. They losing their minds. Then I was looking at the other little thing. They got the pastor, two black pastors, and they homosexual, man. Two black guys, and he called himself a pastor, and he got his first. He didn't say
all
first,
wrapped up.
Yeah, not the first lady, but the first man. I mean, man, people are losing their damn minds inside of these so-called church buildings.
You go like yesterday, we went over the scriptures where the so-called oppressor says that he's going to fight against God.
Right.
You understand? Of course, we know he's going to be trying to fight against the Most High in the heavens and stuff like that.
Right.
But you got to think, the white man or the oppressor has not only went to war with black people in the physical sense.
Right.
This with Amber Grainer, whatever her last name is, that's not the first case of that. This has been happening for the last 400 years, back to Nat Turner all the way to 70 AD or whatever the case may be.
Right.
They're going to war with us as well on the spiritual aspect. That's why the scriptures say that our warfare is not carnal but spiritual.
Right.
Meaning that we're going to war as well with the principalities in the spiritual sense as well, the religions, the doctrines, you understand, the philosophies. We've been going to war with them in both aspects.
Right.
You understand? And we've been losing this battle. It's been a losing battle this whole entire time up until 1969. And then the things started to change and flip. You understand? 1969. The so-called oppressor made it to the moon,
right? And
in the scriptures that says that's when it's going to start their downfall. And with that, and at the same time, what year did the moon landing happen?
1969.
1969. And what else happened in 1969?
1969
should be simple.
God, simple for me. A lot.
The Isupk was officially formed.
Damn it! Right.
Yeah, it is that.
Damn.
It is that we talking about the war. We've been going to war with the so-called oppressor since 1969.
That's
the
right.
Exact same year that the Lord said, once the so-called oppressor goes and makes his nest in the stars in the heavens, thus shall I bring thee down.
That's right.
You understand? Right. And since then, we've been holding the integrity of the school, and we've been winning battles since, and have yet to lose one major or minuscule battle.
That's right.
Because they're all important.
Right.
You're trying to get that bugger.
Yeah.
I don't know if I got on that. It is that. But you drop that. Let's get Matthew 5 and 17. We'll get a little bit more of these false priests and prophets or whatever the case may be. Then we'll go to some scriptures about what a real prophet is. You understand?
Matthew chapter 5, verse 17. Think not that I am come to destroy the law.
Think what?
Think not that I am come to destroy the law.
Think not that Christ came to this earth to destroy the law. But you go to the church, you go to all your pastors, your deacons, your ministers, your rabbis, your Pentecostals, whatever you want to call them.
Right.
You understand? They all say that Christ came back and did away with the law.
Right.
And this is so they can go teach, so we can go eat whatever we want to eat. We can go be gay. We can go just dance and sing in a fairy tale imagination land and sing Hakuna Matata. You understand? They teach you that it's okay that you smoke weed and cigarettes and all this type of different things, but that's not the case. Christ just said what?
Think not that I am come to destroy the law.
He said, think not that he came to destroy the law. If you go into the Bible, you see the red highlighted words. That's coming from Jesus Christ's mouth himself. You understand? This is records that people heard and witnessed and saw. You understand? Christ was here for the people, so of course he was around the people when he said these things.
Right.
Because he was the one to govern over them.
That's right.
Go ahead.
Or the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill.
He what?
I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill.
And instead, he didn't come to destroy the law. He came to fulfill it.
That's right.
He didn't come to just do away with it. He came to show you how to follow it.
Right.
You understand? Because we've been making mistakes all the way back since Adam. You understand? Adam and Eve, they failed at doing what they were supposed to do.
Right.
You understand? The entire earth failed at what they were supposed to do at one period of time.
That's right.
You understand? We failed and failed and failed and failed and failed and had to go into all these different types of captivities and punishments and all that.
Right.
Time after time after time. So we needed Christ.
Right.
To come show us how you can be on the earth for so long and never fail.
Right.
You understand? That was the whole point of Christ's return, Christ's first coming, if you want to call it.
That's right.
You understand? Go ahead.
Verse 18. For verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth passes, one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law.
What?
For verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth passes, one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law.
You understand? And the Lord's saying to you, you understand that in no wise, meaning in no way, until heaven and earth pass, meaning until they don't exist no more.
Right.
Not one jot nor one tittle, meaning one dot of an I and one crossing of a T, shall be removed from the law.
That's right.
You understand? If it says, thou shalt not be gay, of course I'm saying that, but we know it says man sleep with mankind,
Right.
womankind. If it says you can't be gay, then you'll never be able to be gay.
Right.
According to the Most High, meaning you will never be able to be gay and live a prosperous life.
That's right.
With Most High on your side.
That's right.
You understand? You might live a good life because you got Satan on your side.
Right.
But at the end of the day, you do not know the Most High.
Right.
You can't go around smoking weed and all that because it says you can't do it.
Right.
And the Lord is not going to change that.
Right.
Because there are things that you can't do because they are bad for your body.
Right.
Your body is considered a holy temple.
Right.
If you're a black, Hispanic, and Indian.
Right.
I mean, it's something that's precious.
Right.
You know, you got to maintain it and keep the integrity in it.
That's right.
In a sense, so you can live a longer life.
Right.
But if you do these individual things like be gay, do drugs, eat shrimp, crab, pork, lobster, you understand? You go do these things, you are destroying your innards.
Right.
Smoking destroys what? Your lungs.
That's right.
Too much alcohol, meaning becoming an alcoholic or a drunkard, destroys your liver.
Right.
You understand? Being gay destroys your anus.
Right.
And your blood. You understand? It destroys your blood.
Good.
You know what I mean? You'll get AIDS.
Right.
And there's just you eat shrimp, crab, pork, and lobster. You destroy your intestines.
That's right.
You get tapeworms and maggots and diseases and infestations and all that inside your body.
That's
and
right.
it eats away at you.
That's right.
And then one day, you're coughing up blood out of the blue.
Right.
Why? Because you destroyed one of your precious organs.
That's right.
You mutilated it, and you can't. You can't heal it.
Right.
You understand? And the only ones that can heal it are the people that are the priests and prophets of God really on the earth under command of Jannah.
Right.
You understand? The ones that the Lord gave power to. You understand? Or the Lord shall deliver power to.
That's right.
I mean, I correct myself. I ain't saying we going around and healing people and bringing them from the brink of death because their heart has exploded or something. I'm not saying that. We bring people from the brink of death by the philosophies we teach, that the Bible teaches.
That's right.
I ain't saying we committing miracles like Christ did, meaning healing the blind and making a paraplegic walk again.
No, not
that
yet.
time is coming.
That's
It
right.
is coming.
That's right.
But right now is the time to just wake you up in the spiritual sense, because once they see us bringing people back to life and healing the blind and the sick and all that, of course they're gonna follow us. But the Lord doesn't want just that. He doesn't want a group of people that have to see a physical sign to love Him.
Right.
He wants the people to know that who He is by what they've seen.
Right.
I mean, by what they've read, how their spirit feels.
Right.
You understand? He doesn't want just a group of followers. Okay, well, he just brought a nigga out to death.
Right.
I gotta follow him because I've never seen nobody else do that.
Kind.
People will do that.
Kind.
You understand?
Right.
Oh, this man just walked across Lake Michigan? Oh,
Right.
he's the one I've got to follow. That's easy to do. It's not easy to have faith in a being that you've never seen in person.
Right.
You understand? Of course, when I say in BBK, we've seen him. How have we seen him? Because he got me out of hell.
Kind.
You understand? How have you seen him? Because he's shown you what it means to love yourself and your brothers.
That's right.
That's seeing the Most High.
That's right.
That's seeing the Lord. You seeing His miracles on the spiritual sense. We're a spiritual people.
Kind.
We ain't supposed to be all fleshly and carnal.
Right.
You understand? Of course, you have desires like that for like a woman or something like that.
Right.
That's natural. But when it comes to the Lord, He doesn't want the people that require a physical sign.
Right. It's like it, sir, man. I guess that's why so many people died in the wilderness, because they saw the miracles and they know that the Most High is real, but at the same time they such little faith till, I mean, He let all these generations die off. That lets you know it ain't that He need us or nothing like that.
No.
You know what I'm saying? But it's good. He want us to be His people, and the only way we can be His people is by following the law, statutes, commandments.
Exactly.
By being obedient to the word of the Most High. You know, by another big sin that Judah loved to do is marry outside our nation.
Oh my God.
You know what I'm saying? Getting with them heathens, man. That's another thing that's really hindering Judah, man. These brothers, man, they come across a little money or they get out there or do whatever, man, and you getting these oppressors, you know, and the scriptures tell us that we should not give our daughters to their sons, and we should not give our sons to their daughters. You know what I'm saying? I know pastors personally where they've been pastoring their entire lives pretty much, and then when their kids grew up in the church, and then when they got to a certain age, they bring in damn oppressors to the house. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to figure out what Bible are you studying? You know what I'm saying? You're saying you're a man of the cloth, you're a man of the Most High, you know? How the hell is you that? And you letting sin or celebrating Christmas? The average pastor, they got a tree in their house on December the 25th. Mm-hmm. They celebrate all these wicked traditional holidays. So, you know what I'm saying? That's how you know they bearing bad fruit. You know, there's signs all around us showing the people that they not the real prophets of the Most High, man.
That's heavy as hell. And they show us every day in their actions. And then people like to say actions speak louder than words.
Right.
How do you not? Okay, you see your past. I can't remember exactly where it was, but this pastor literally molested these kids.
Right.
They molested these children, more than one.
Right.
But the congregation found out and knew about it. You understand? But guess what they said? I still want him to be my pastor. You kidding me?
Sir, that's crazy.
The same parents of the child that got molested decided to have the same pastor be the one governing over the household.
Wow.
So now this child that was just humiliated, embarrassed, violated, has to go to church every Sunday and see the same one that molested them.
Right. That's crazy as hell. We'll hear about that again later on down the road. Once he gets in his 20s or 30s. You
understand? No. You want to know what's gonna happen? That those children that he molested will end up being gay. They'll be gay,
that's for sure.
And they'll be doing the molesting themselves.
Yeah.
And that's the product of molestation.
Right.
That's the corrupt tree we're talking about. The root was him. The fruit is them. He produced them.
Right.
You understand? They're gonna produce more and more and more until they get utterly decapitated by the Most High.
Right.
You understand?
That's crazy.
But keep going.
Till all be fulfilled. Mm-hmm. Verse 19. Whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments.
Yes, that for whoever breaks one of these least commandments, of course, some of the commandments outweigh the others. I mean, the punishment for this might outweigh the punishment for that.
Right.
Like the punishment for shaving or lining your beard up
Con,
is probably less of a punishment than murder.
right.
You understand? The punishment for telling a white lie might be less than rape.
Con, sir.
You understand? Some commandments have greater punishments and judgments.
Right.
Right? So whoever breaks one of the least ones, the ones that have less of a, like what you think people might just, the Lord might just overlook. Like, well, I lied to my kid because I want him to have a great birthday.
Right.
You understand? Well, that doesn't seem bad because you want him to have a great day, but you lied about it.
Right.
Right? So, of course, you think the Lord's going to overlook it because you had good intentions.
Right.
Good intentions doesn't make the crime any less better.
That's right.
It's like saying, oh, yeah, I went and murdered my sister's husband because he used to beat her.
Right.
Okay, you had good intentions because you wanted to protect your sister, but you for sure just blew the cat's brain out.
Yeah.
It is your intentions don't mean nothing to the Lord if you did a disobedient act
Right.
to do it. You understand? Whoever breaks one of the lesser ones, go ahead.
And shall teach men so.
And shall teach men to do so. You understand? Meaning your pastors, your deacons,
right.
your leaders, the so-called Black and Native Indian leaders,
Right.
they break these commandments daily. You understand?
That's
But
right.
guess what they do? They teach you to do it as well.
That's right.
And you believe that's the way to go, though.
Right.
Some people are literally in the Christian church as dumb as bricks and thinking that's literally the right way to go.
That's true.
A great portion of them know what they're doing is bullcrap.
That's right.
But since their parents did it, since they did it for 30 to 40 years,
Right.
they just say, well, I've done it for 30, 40 years. I don't know nothing else.
Right.
So I just got to do it. But what about your kids? Well, you know, they should just follow after their parents. Well, then you just have a train leading to death. It is they on the highway to hell.
Right.
Go ahead.
Another good one that the parents like to use is I'm gonna teach him this. When he gets to a certain age, he can choose what he want to do. But you
You don't know anything else.
right.
And then say, oh yeah, well I was just gonna teach him until he was like 18, and once he moves out, then he can decide what he wants to do.
Right.
Well, for 18 years, this child just got told lies, and it made him feel specific. It imprinted on his being. It literally imprinted on him.
Right.
He went to church for 18 years, got molested a couple times, and got told God loves everybody. You understand? Got lied to every day.
Right.
Sang and danced, wore skinny jeans and shaved off his hair and got edge ups and lineups. He's not. The odds of him changing are slim. The only thing he's gonna change into is a gay person, and he's gonna change his apparel. He's gonna start wearing pink boots and sweater vests.
Right.
Yeah, of course sweater vests ain't gay.
Right.
I'm just saying that.
It's like
Yeah,
it's like sir. And the main family that go to church the most throughout the year, that's the main one that's son to jump off the porch and shoot up the whole damn block.
Yeah, and is that when it comes to the oppressors?
Huh.
You talking about like gang violence?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. That's the whole part of the matter. Is these preachers and these Christian churches and these religions is a cancer. It eats you away from the inside.
That's right.
Once a drug or something wrong can get into the inside of a community, it's harder to extract.
Right.
You know why? Because you can't pinpoint it.
Right.
Of course, we pinpoint it because we don't have that infection. But as a nation, there's that infection.
Right.
So now think of this. Now, once the whole body's infected, right?
Right.
And there's a small amount of antibodies fighting against that infection.
Right.
It's not easy to determine which one's the antibody. When you have 100, let's say you have 6.5 billion cancer cells in your body,
right.
but you only have like 5,000 antibodies.
Right.
It's not easy to find the antibodies. You understand? It's not easy to find it because you see all these other cancer cells.
Right.
You understand? But the cancer cells have different textures.
Right.
The cancer cells have different colors.
Right.
You understand? This is a metaphor, obviously.
Okay.
You understand? So now you're trying to find the cure.
Right.
You know the antibodies are fighting against it because it showed up as only 98.3% of your body is fighting against you, but the other 1.7% is fighting for you.
Right.
You understand? But you can't find 1.7% because it's jumbled up, mixed in to the rest of the 98.3.
That's right.
You understand? So you're looking for the cure, but you don't know which one is the actual cure.
Right.
You don't know which one's the antibody that's on your side.
Right.
That's how the truth is in the world.
That's right.
That's how the Isupk is.
Right.
We that antibody that you can't find.
Right.
You understand? We that antibody that you've been searching for your whole life to fix the cancer on the inside. Okay, the body is the nation of Israel.
Right.
The cancer is the religions and all the people that support the religions.
The
oppressor, the other nations, the black leaders, even the brothers and sisters out here in the world just going day by day.
Right.
They're all part of the cancer because they all promote the same thing, which is Christianity.
Right.
You understand? And we the antibodies, the truth, the Isupk is the antibodies.
Right.
People are searching for the truth out here. They searching for it. They know that they sick. You know, they know they sick, but they can't find the antibody. They go to the Christian church.
Right.
They go to the Muslim mosque.
That's right.
They go to Buddhism. They go to all these fake Israelite groups.
Right.
You know, they go to all these denominations not knowing which one's the truth.
Right.
And which one's the antibody.
That's right.
But one day, Lord willing, they find the antibody.
That's right.
When they find the antibody, they look at it and they observe it and they say, this is it. This is where I gotta be.
Right.
Y'all the ones that are gonna cure my body.
That's right.
You understand? That's how the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge is.
That's right.
You understand? But go ahead. To what you wanted to say.
Oh no, I was gonna. No, pretty much you covered this. I was gonna say like the cancer that's in America, man, is this Antichrist and this Christianity and stuff. And like you just said, we here to eradicate the problem through the truth. Like our battle is not carnal but spiritual. And through the Isupk led by Commander General Hanna, who was following the Most High, it's going to happen.
It's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen.
The antibodies take over quick.
It's going to happen.
The nation of Israel is sick, and the Israelite School UPK is that medicine.
That's right.
That will fight against the impending threats, which is the oppressor and his religions and philosophies.
That's right.
Right? I'm gonna keep reading.
Verse 18.
19. Half of 19.
Oh, half of 19. Okay. Whosoever therefore shall
be
bring. Oh, yeah, called.
He shall be called.
Right. But whosoever shall do.
He shall be called.
Oh, he shall be called the least in the kingdom of heaven.
You understand? These ones that are teaching everyone else to break the laws, they'll be the least in the kingdom of heaven. Meaning they will one day make it.
That's right.
You understand? Meaning they'll make it in the kingdom of heaven most likely through the means of reincarnation. They'll be in the kingdom of heaven, which is the kingdom of heaven is the black suspended Native Indians ruling under Christ on earth.
That's right.
That's the kingdom of heaven as us as a race of people being on top, the same way the oppressor is on top as of now.
Right.
You understand? And through that, those false prophets, those ones that have been teaching us to sin and be wicked as hell, they will be in the kingdom of heaven, but they will not have power.
That's right.
They will not have a seat of power like they do now.
Right.
They'll be working the same things that you be working today in 2019. They'll be Uber drivers.
Good.
You understand?
Good.
They'll be working in the back of the restaurants.
Right.
You understand? They'll be shoveling poop and being they'll be garbage truck drivers.
Right.
And whatever the case may be. They'll have the jobs that nobody wants.
That's right.
You understand? And then the slaves, which are going to be the oppressors, they'll be doing everything that nobody wants. You understand?
Okay.
It will be the so-called oppressor. Oh, it'll be the oppressor, cow poop. You understand? All types of animal poop.
Cool.
Then it'll be the low class black people, which will be the black leaders of now.
Right.
The ones that are teaching men to sin.
Right.
They'll be one level above poop.
Right.
But the so-called oppressor and the other nations will be below poop.
Right. So basically, sir, what you're saying is Creflo Dollar and TD Jakes and them, they won't be riding around in them Lear jets no more.
Oh, the only thing they'll be flying to is flying to get me an nice cup of tea.
God. You gonna trust them? You gonna trust them?
Yeah, I know, right?
I don't trust them.
If I can get a power, I might as well get the power of clairvoyance. So I know what the hell what they doing. Yeah, give me this. I touch the glass and it'd be like,
Right.
give me a premonition real quick. Oh no, y'all jack this cut that. This isn't tea. This yellow's a little diluted.
Yeah. I
Put
think
him to death.
right. Kirk
Off of what grounds?
He gonna lose his mind. I swear he is.
Literally, it would take it out, take it as bind out and feed it to the pigs. But go ahead.
But whosoever shall do or teach them, the same shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven.
But the men that go out and teach and sigh and cry to the people, those are the ones teaching the law, statutes, commandments. Those are the ones that shall be great in the kingdom of heaven.
That's right.
The ones that Christ comes back and sits crowns upon their heads.
Right.
And so y'all see these nice, awesome looking sporting headbands, thanks to Officer of the Bar Moth.
That's right.
Y'all see these and Karaba Nyum Nyum. You see all these nice, glorious headpieces we be wearing. This ain't gonna be nothing compared to what we be rocking in the kingdom of heaven. Talking about a crown. Of course, I made my nice little crown. I like it. The water cat, Officer of the Bar, but just wait till we get our own, our real ones.
14 karat.
14.
24 karat.
You getting the
pure.
You getting just pure.
It
is that screw carrots. Those are horses.
Right.
Let me get something that is fresh and some type of new type of jewel or something. But go. You can drop that. So we had a little bit of the wickedness for the prophets of the earth.
Right.
What you see now in 2019 in your churches and whatnot. So now let's grab Isaiah 30 and 20. It will be the minute maker or the marker for talking about what a real priest and what a real prophet of the Lord actually does. So grab me that.
Sure.
Let me grab this other one. Whenever you got it.
Sure. Isaiah chapter 30, verse 20. And though the Lord gave you the bread of adversities.
He what?
And though the Lord gave you the bread of adversity.
You understand? The Lord, even though he gave us the bread of adversity, meaning we going through the struggle. We fighting every day as a race of people.
Right.
Look at what happened to the brother with this whole Amber Griner situation.
Right.
You can't even be in your own apartment complex without some devil or oppressor coming up and murdering you in your own house.
Right.
You understand? I've been seeing videos of the cops breaking into 80-year-old women's houses.
Right.
Pepper spraying them in the eyes and beating them up. Sister got 4 bullets in the back while she was pregnant.
Right.
Screaming she's pregnant and everything, already lying on the ground. All these horrific acts be being done. Yes, that's affliction, pain, sorrow.
Right. That's right.
You understand? That's what we going through in 2019 and from the last 400 years we've been here.
That's right.
You understand? The Lord sees it. Let's read that one more time.
And though the Lord give you the bread of adversity.
You understand? Adversity, that means something to overcome.
Right.
Those are adversities. You understand? So you gotta overcome those. Eventually, we shall overcome. Of course, I hate that as a Christian statement, but it's true.
Right.
You understand? We will overcome the hurdle, the adversity we've been going in and around the world.
That's right.
You understand? Go ahead.
And the water of affliction.
And the what?
And the water of affliction.
And the affliction, like I said a second ago. Go ahead.
Yet shall not thy teachers be removed until a corner anymore.
You understand? And the teachers, meaning the priests and prophets of God, shall not be pushed into the corner anymore. You understand? We used to be just ducked off.
Right.
We didn't at a period of time the Lord, we had no men on the earth to be priests and prophets. You know, we were pushed to the corner. I mean, y'all know how you have a shelf over in the corner of your house and you never touch anything on it.
Right.
You hardly pay no mind. That's how it is. You understand? We've been out here since 1969, but have we really been just out in the airwaves like that?
Nah, sure.
Of course, now because we have YouTube and Facebook and Instagram and all these different types of social media, But back in the day, it was newspapers and
Right.
and you got to see it physically.
Correct.
To see it for what it is.
Right.
So imagine how many people I could reach.
Right.
Not as many.
Right.
You understand? I was basically being in the corner.
Right.
It is there. Ever been like, of course, this is only a so-called oppressive thing. You give your kid a timeout.
Right.
You send them to the corner.
Right.
Right. I don't know why they do that. Like that corner is so awful. But you send them to the corner. Guess what that kid basically becomes? Non-existent.
Right.
You understand? You ignore that kid.
Right.
The kid starts crying. You just ignore it.
Right.
You look over there, and the kid's turning around, trying to look at you. Put your head back in there.
Right.
You understand? Because you're trying to keep it in the corner so it doesn't, so no one will notice it because it's a punishment.
Right.
You understand? That's how Israel is. How the prophets were. They were just stuck in the corner, and no one was noticing them.
Right.
You understand? But the Lord said He's not going to keep us there no more.
That's right.
You understand? Go ahead.
But thy eyes shall see thy teachers.
You understand? But now the world shall see the teachers of the Most High. See the priests and prophets. You see how I see the teachers?
Christ. That's right.
You see how it's a teacher, right?
That's right.
What did you do in school?
What you do in school? Learn.
You learn from
The teachers.
the teachers.
Right.
Yeah, does that we are a school.
That's right.
I mean, we teach the people what's right and what's wrong
That's
and how to keep their morals intact.
Right.
You understand? That's why it is.
Right.
You know, so we follow the scriptures more than anyone else on this earth.
Right.
All the way to the jot of the T's and the I's of it.
That's right.
And whatnot. You understand?
That's right. So like I said, that's how you know that the teachers that are in the Isupk are the true teachers, the true prophets of the Most High, because they are the only ones that's keeping the laws, statutes, and commandments, whether they be physical, as far as like the dietary laws, or the spiritual, as far as like following what the Most High said that we should do and how we should live, as far as loving Him, because He's a jealous God, and then loving my brother, which is another black man, not some heathen or something. You know what I'm saying? My man has been brainwashed to the point where I have a full understanding now who I am, and that who my people are. You know what I'm saying? I know that every race of people on this damn planet, I'm not supposed to be connecting to or trying to love. You know, especially when you can see it physically throughout your life. I mean, unless you don't crawl from under a rock, shit, these other races of people will let you know they don't care about you. You know, they'll do all kind of, I throw bottles. I done had people calling me names when I'm standing on the bus stop, minding my damn business, going home, man. I done had people ride past me and they see my car and they see it's a black, and as they going past me, throw a damn bottle or something in my car, man. You know what I'm saying? Just doing wicked crap. These other races and nations of people show you that what they think of blacks and Hispanics and Native American Indians. And by the oppressor that's in there right now, man, that should really be waking up the Hispanics. You know, and seeing that your kids is getting put in cages, seeing that they don't care about your hygiene. You could be landing here catching damn Lyme disease or something.
Yeah.
They can deal with this devil said that the captain brought up that was so heavy last night, man, about when he said he don't care if they stay in there for 400 days. You know, that was symbolic. That was, anybody could read through that line, man. You know, so it's just these teachers, man. The true teachers are in the ISUBK, and it's time for the world to wake up and start listening. You know, or you're gonna get judged and dealt with when the Most High come back. It's simple as that.
You hitting all the points. I almost don't know where to touch in on that. I just gonna leave it as what it is. Rum needs his own day.
Wow.
Rum needs his own day to teach class. That's how I'm learning lately. You can leave it. Go ahead. I'll stand down every now and then. Give you the limelight. Go ahead.
Verse 21.
Oh yeah, drop that. Let's go to 1 Timothy chapter 3, verse 1. You understand? Let's get into what a real priest and prophet of the Most High is supposed to be.
That's right.
You understand? We just learned that a false prophet, one that we are supposed to be wearing of, teaches against the law.
Right.
Teaches against what Christ taught.
Right.
You understand? And does everything contrary to the Bible. Contrary
right.
to the law, statutes, commandments.
That's right.
You understand? Now let's get what a priest does.
1 Timothy chapter 3, verse 1. This is a true saying. If a man desire the office of a bishop.
If what?
If this is a true saying. If a man desire the office of a bishop.
You understand? This is a true saying. You understand? Timothy be like, what I'm saying is a fact, y'all.
That's right.
You understand? Because these men in the Bible, all the way from the Genesis, which all the books that Moses wrote, you understand, all the books that Ezekiel, Jeremiah, and Matthew, and all these different types, all these different prophets, all the books that they wrote came directly from the Most High.
That's right.
You understand? Relayed the message to the angels, and the angels gave the instruction to the priests.
That's right.
You understand? That's why you go down to the story of Moses and Mount Sinai and the people in the wilderness.
Right.
He was going back and forth with the angel, meaning talking and collaborating with the angels to get the proper understanding on what needs to be done and how to do it.
Right.
You understand? Men that were inspired by the priests, men that were inspired by the Spirit of the Lord. You understand? To do these amazing acts.
That's right.
So if a man desires the office of a bishop, meaning a bishop is a leader amongst the people.
Right.
You understand? What we would call now as a priest.
Correct.
Right? Or a prophet of God. You understand? Go ahead.
He desireth a good work.
What?
He desireth a good work.
And that job that he's trying to get, that's a good work.
Correct.
It's not talking about, he said, it's an honorable thing to want to be a bishop.
Correct.
It's meaning a priest of the Lord. It's honorable as hell. Because why? You someone that has compassion against your people.
Right.
Or for your people.
Right.
You're someone that sees the tribulations, the poverty, the sorrow, the destruction going on in the communities to your people. You see that.
Right.
And they want to do everything they can and give and reach their hand out to lift up their fallen brothers and sisters.
That's right.
You understand? Those brothers out there on crack, they want to lift them up.
Right.
Those sisters out on the stripper pole, they want to lift them up.
That's right.
All those women out there committing all these abortions, 7.6 million abortions, they want to lift them up. Of course, that number has a little bit of devils and oppressors in there, but majority is black women.
Right.
You understand? They want to do better for the community.
Right.
Because they see how much better it could be.
That's right.
You understand? You go look at the oppressors on the north side of every metropolis in the United States. Look how great little communities are.
Right.
They got billion-dollar mansions. You understand? You can't even find litter on the sidewalk.
Right.
It is that I'm serious. Go ahead.
It's like, what was that when we went out there to that reservation? What was that little area we went into? The city or the little town?
Oh, you mean over on the west side? I forgot.
No, the little reservation. A couple weeks ago when we went out there to the Indian reservation.
The event.
Yeah.
Hometown? Hometown?
Oh, I know it was all them beautiful homes out there and all that landscaping.
Yeah.
You can tell them some wealthy people staying out there.
Think about like Skokie. Okay, of course, we're in Chicago, so I know majority of y'all want to get this, but everyone has a so-called white suburb in they state. Right. Everyone has it. It wouldn't be a state without it. Right. Really. You understand? But in Chicago, you go to Skokie or Morton Grove. Right. You understand? Or maybe sometimes even a little bit even Evanston. Chicago. You understand? You go to these type of cities or little towns within the state, or they are dumbfounded. Because I used to work over there. I used to work at this. I used to slave at the same golf course that told Michael Jordan that he could not play golf at because he was black. Right. I used to slave there. You know how many all the houses that surrounded that joint? Right. They were crazy. They had sculptures 10 feet tall. Right. Right. You understand? You see it on TV where people have like they hedges and they bushes shaped like animals. Right. This was that. Right. Smooth pavement. You understand? All that nice fresh pavement that they put down on the highway that you've been asking to get fixed for years. Right. They got that in their driveway. Right. You understand? They don't have that basketball. They don't got the basketball hoop that has like that little tail thing filled with water and a couple cement blocks on the back. That when you dunk, you bring the whole basketball with you. They don't got that. They got ones that are cemented 5 feet deep in the ground. Right. You understand? Maseratis and Rolls Royces all up in. Teslas and every parking
heaven
lot.
right here on earth.
It's heaven on earth. They living in that. You understand? And these bishops, the one that require the good work, they see that and they say, we could do it better in our community.
Right.
But all it takes is get rid of the drugs.
Right.
Get rid of the crime. You understand? Get rid of the self-hatred.
That's right.
Get rid of the hatred of the other nations. Right. I mean, the love of the other nations. Get rid of all that.
Right.
And we could build this community up.
That's right.
Stop relying on the oppressor to build our own communities.
Damn right.
You understand? You see the growth that the Isupk has made in the last 80 so years.
Okay.
You understand? You see that? Or 80 so. A great amount of years. You
Right.
see that and think it was all from in each individual man, woman's pockets from themselves.
Right.
No oppressor money.
Right.
Of course, we had to use their currency because we live in their country.
Right.
But we didn't have to rely on their programs.
Right.
You know, we didn't have to do that. Look how great and how many members, or look how much we've done.
Right.
How many people have woken up and that we've helped bring up out of the ghetto.
Damn right.
Brought up out of hell. You understand? Because when us men and women in the Isupk walk around in the streets of America or the streets of anywhere that we might reside, we don't walk around in hell. Want to walk is in our mind. We walking in the kingdom of heaven.
That's right.
Because the kingdom of heaven is within us.
That's right.
And we see the kingdom of heaven every time we step outside.
That's right.
Of course I see it, but I don't see it at the same time, if you get my gist.
Right.
We spiritual people, if y'all don't understand my saying, then you might love the oppressor a little much. You know, you might have been growing up with Daisy Duke.
Right.
I don't know who the hell that is. This is the first name that popped in my mind.
Right.
Sometimes I just spitball it when it comes to these names.
Okay.
Get us that, but keep going.
1 Timothy chapter 3, verse 2. A bishop then must be blameless.
What?
A bishop then must be blameless.
A teacher, a man of the Lord that teaches the people must be blameless. Meaning
Right.
what? You cannot find a fault in him.
Right.
You understand? You can't say in your mind, and you can't prove that, oh yeah, this man smoked weed at home. You can't do that because you cannot find. You know, if you try to say that, oh yeah, we have weed, we're drug dealers, we got all these drugs in our houses. Feel free, stop in mind.
Right.
End of the day, you understand? Not the same way. Not even that. Now the same way the oppressor has random drug tests,
Right.
or random house searches. Feel free. You understand? Of course, we don't want that because it's our privacy. But if y'all proving that, me myself, I really don't have to. We don't have to be what's the word I'm looking for? We don't need y'all to see that we don't do that.
Right.
You know, we don't need that. We already know that we don't.
Right.
Then you should see all the works that are happening to know that we ain't just going over selling drugs.
That's right.
If we were selling drugs and everything like that, we would have a lot more money. You think about it. If we were dealing drugs and doing all these types of things, I would not have to work by ugly little 9 to 5. Right. I wouldn't have to do that.
Right.
It's real. It's real. I wouldn't have to go drive my car for 6, 7, 8 hours a day if I was slinging drugs.
Right.
If you think about it, drug dealers get work from home. They work from home and they be bringing in racks of bread. I wish I had racks of something. The only type of racks I got, never mind, even go there. You understand? Yeah. But you know not exactly where I was gonna go. But you had something to say?
Lie, sir. Oh yeah, and then we're not doing nothing illegal no way because the Isupk is under the microscope any damn way.
My point.
Not only do the FBI or it just everyone, people that's not in the Isupk, anybody would like to try to, point out see some kind of flaw with us. We don't have to worry about the law because we are following the law.
That's the whole point. Like black people, you think in the world at least, y'all drive around in the streets of America in your car. Okay, you really worrying about the speed limit, even if you're swerving.
Right.
Of course, because usually when you're just kicking, you drive with one hand, you ain't too worried about it because you know your tags are good.
That's right.
You know your insurance is good, your license is good. So you driving legally. You ain't high and on drugs or whatever the case may be.
That's right.
But you know the oppressor. You know you might, your blinker might not flash 3 times before you turn.
Right.
It is the, or you hit your brake too late or something stupid. Is that you get pulled over and then that's the end of the line for a lot of people in the world because they so nervous and anxious.
Right.
90%. No, I'm gonna say 90. I'm throwing out a lot of random numbers here, people. If you haven't realized, 90 is really my go-to number. I don't know why.
Okay.
Is it 90 and like 83 or 87 are my numbers for when it comes to just percentages. But a lot of black people going around driving, we so paranoid because we are breaking crimes. We are breaking laws as a nation. You understand? When I say we, I'm saying we because I'm a black man like you.
Right.
You understand? But I ain't doing that. We, UPK ain't doing that, but I'm saying we because I used to do what you do.
That's right.
You understand? I used to be in your shoes and drive around high or drive around drunk as a skunk.
Right.
I used to do that. So, of course, I can understand where y'all come from.
Right.
You know, say something?
Because I was saying, then when you black in America, hell, you go worry if you could ex Sandra Bland. Hell, she got pulled over for a traffic stop and ended up dead. The other brother that was in the car with his wife and his child, they shot him to death. He was telling them that he had a license to carry, and they still killed that man. You don't have to survive those encounters for real. If you, especially, I mean, these cops, the scriptures say they hunt our steps. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, and then they already halfway afraid anyway. Then a lot of them are just starting being found out these people on drugs and they just not mentally stable no damn way. You know what I'm saying? So to be pulled over, that's a terrifying thing. Shit, you riding down the street and you see that damn blue light come on, man. That messes with your heart.
I know. Every time when I used to be in the world before the school, I drive literally before I came into the school. It was solemnly I got pulled over. I got pulled. Oh yeah, I hardly got pulled over in the world, but when I did,
right.
Whew, you know that feeling when you go. I don't know if y'all rode roller coasters, but when you first go down that first initial drop after going super high, you basically took a bite out of your heart. That's that feeling when you see them.
Yeah.
Those the red and blue flash behind your lights. You're like, fuck. Damn shit, man. So that, but you know what I mean. You'll be like, damn. You know, then you pull over, and then you're at you literally at the complete mercy of the oppressor.
Right.
You understand? Of course, in the world, you really don't got the Lord on your side like that as you think you do.
Right.
Men and women in the UPK, we have the Lord on our side because we don't break none of the laws in America nor the laws of the Lord. So we already know we don't. Not yet. Here's all this stuff. One thing I'll never understand. I be seeing all these videos. We already see all the crime that happens to black people when they get pulled over.
Right.
You say a lot of the death come from what? Reaching for your license that's in the glove box.
Right.
Reaching for your ID that's in your backpack.
Right.
What I do? What's what I do? Whenever I get pulled over, if I get pulled over, guess what I do?
Put both your hands on the steering wheel?
No.
What'd you do?
I have my license, registration, and insurance in my hand before the cop walks up to my car.
Really?
Because a lot of people get shot for reaching.
Right.
Because, he's reaching for a gun. He's reaching for a gun.
Right.
Well, if I already have all my documents in my hand before they make it to the goddamn car, I don't got to reach for nothing else.
Right.
Nothing.
God.
It's a real fact. You understand? I don't even put like my license. Why put your wallet in your backpack? Why in the back?
Right. That don't make sense.
It don't make sense. Keep your wallet on your person.
Right.
Or at least keep your ID, your driver's license on your person, in your pocket or something. You understand what I do? I don't even put it all in my glove box.
That's
one of my, because there's other 1,000 papers in my glove box.
Right.
I'll be like, yeah, it's in my glove box, and then you open the glove box and they don't shoot you yet, and now you scuffling around like you're looking for something. Because you are looking for something, but they think you're looking for something else.
Right.
That gives them, quote, probable cause for all you know, or for all the judge knows, because you dead, you don't have a voice for what happened.
Damn right.
Right? So what I try to do is I try to keep I always keep my ID in my pocket, literally, right in my wallet. But the insurance and the registration, keep it somewhere close. Don't put it literally, that's like one of the farthest places you can put it. Is in the glove box.
Right.
Why do you put it in front of the passenger?
Right.
Put it like up in your sun visor, above your person. Put it in your sun visor. Put it in the middle console to your right.
Right.
You understand? Some vehicles have a little compartment on the dash.
Right.
Put it in the dash.
Right.
Put it somewhere close to where you stop, because it's gonna take them a second to get up. They actually gotta unbuckle their car, get their guns and load up and everything. Put one in the chamber and all that extra shit. Right. All that extra stuff. It takes them a second to get to your car. Flashlights or whatever the case may be.
Right.
They gotta call it in. You can stop, put your car in park. You don't got to take off your seatbelt or nothing. Just park, blah blah blah, boop. It is there, and then push a button, grab your stuff, grab your ID, and just have it in your hand. Excuse me. They would like registration. You got your license, registration, and insurance, and registration. Yes, sir. Here you go.
Okay.
And now your hands don't gotta be anywhere else.
Right.
Now you can just put your hands on the bottom of your steering wheel, the case may be, because I like to drive with the bottom, that hole in the bottom.
Right.
Put your hands right there and just kick it.
Right.
You understand? And they were asking you all these stupid questions. Yeah, no. That's cool. I literally watched a video yesterday of this brother. Of course, I was going off topic. Of this brother that got arrested while following every individual command he was given during a traffic stop. Literally, they asked him, "Yeah, your ID. Why is this? Why is that? Yeah, my ID and everything's in my backpack." That's why I said the backpack thing. It was behind him, and they were like, "Okay, well, what's your age? What's your address?" They're like, "Don't even reach for it."
Right.
Of course.
Right.
MMA.
Yeah.
You understand? And then they were like, "Do you have any weapons in the car?" He's like, "Yeah, I got a Smith and Wesson in the trunk." In the trunk.
Right.
Right. So guess what the 12 tried to do? They wanted to remove him from the car because he had a weapon in his trunk.
Right.
In his trunk.
Right.
And then he was like, "No, I want to supervise it," and like that. And then the woman pulls a gun and put it at his head and says, "Get out the car." Like, well, damn. He just told you. You asked him, and he said it's in the trunk. He can't do nothing to y'all. If he was like, "Yeah, it's on my person," or "Yeah, it's on my hip," I can understand the little bit of threat that might be there.
Right.
But if it's in the trunk, meaning it's in the trunk, it's most likely in its own box and everything like that. That's understandable. Trunk. It's in the trunk. I can't access the trunk.
Right.
Before y'all can.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, they arrested the brother and everything like that.
That just shows you the hatred that they have for Israel.
The whole point of the matter is, you got to be blameless.
Right.
You understand? The scriptures say you got to obey the laws of the land. Meaning that don't put yourself in a scenario where the Lord might not be with you.
Right.
You understand?
Be wise.
If you're driving with no insurance and you still driving, I know the struggle. I do know the struggle. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
I've been poor. I'm kind of still poor.
Sure.
You understand? When I mean poor, I mean I just don't have all the money I wish I had.
Right.
You understand? But just be wise.
Right.
Don't put the Lord. If the Lord's on your side, no evil shall touch you.
Right.
So if you're obeying all the laws of the Lord and you're following the laws of the Lamb, what can 12 do? Right. That's why when we get pulled over, we be like, "Yep, yes sir, yes ma'am. Here you go, yada yada yada. You on your steering wheel."
Right.
Oh, okay. And then they come back and be like, either they give you the ticket or they don't give you the ticket.
Right.
They don't feel threatened by you. Because you to them, you're an outstanding citizen. That's right. You might look rugged and rough and all that. They know you on the terrorist watch or whatever the case may be. But when they see you, you calling them sir or officer. Mm-hmm. You showing them that, okay, no sweat. I respect your position. You earned your position in the so-called oppressor's government. You earned that. Enjoy it. That's yours. Cool. Right now, you have power over me. Right. Is that right now in the sense of the society we live in. Right. Not that you have power over me when it comes to the Lord. Oh, hell no. No. But just agree with thy adversary. That's right. You got to agree with thy adversary every now and then. Come on. You understand? Oh, okay, no sweat. Yes, sir? You said what, sir? Oh, yeah. Yes, I paid it yesterday. My paperwork might not went through or whatever the case may be. You understand? If you want, I can come. We can go to, if you want to set it to a court date, you understand, like next week or whatever the case, but even tomorrow or whatever, I can go and I'll talk to the judge. Right. You understand? Just you gotta be cordial. Wise as a serpent, harmless as a dove. Come on. You can't go around the earth acting all bogus and he's, "Why y'all pull me over, G?" They gonna be like, "Yo, you ain't talking to me like that." Right. But let's finish this.
Come on, sir. A bishop then must be blameless, the husband of one wife.
What?
The husband of one wife.
And all women on every Black, Hispanic, Native Indian women hear this. That might be that are Israelites. They hear this and be like, "But you have 2-3 wives."
Right.
Yeah. This is what my wife pulled it. Y'all wife pulled it.
Okay.
I know this is the number one scripture they go to about a man having more than one wife.
Right.
But this wife is not talking about your woman that you stick your rod into.
That's right.
It is, and this is talking about your wife, meaning this is what you married to. This is talking about you married to the truth.
That's right.
You understand?
That's right.
The truth is your first wife.
That's right.
You'll never put your physical wives above the truth.
Right.
You understand? That's why the scriptures say that we are the children of Israel is married to the Lord.
Right.
That would be the precept for that.
That's right.
This, you understand? We're married to the truth.
That's right.
That's why Paul said it's even better to have no wives. It's better than have no wives.
Right.
Because you can always dedicate yourself to the Lord Himself.
Completely. Concept.
Completely.
Yeah.
But this isn't talking about your physical women. It's talking about that you're dedicated and you have a contract with the truth to the Lord. Same way when you get married, you are married. You have a contract between you and that woman now that y'all got it in.
Right.
Something that could not be broken.
Right.
You understand? Once you want to be a bishop, you gotta have one wife, meaning you always put the truth before anything else.
Right.
The same way in the world, everyone puts a woman before everything else. You understand?
Right.
Go ahead.
Vigilant, sober.
Vigilant and sober. Vigilant means you paying attention to the times.
Come.
You know, you making sure. Oh, okay. Oh. Amber, what? Oh, she murdered. Okay, that's something that we can bring up in the class.
Right.
Vigilant. You walking around in the streets, you paying attention to any upcoming danger that might be a threat to you or your people.
Right.
You understand? But go ahead and read that.
Sober.
Sober. That doesn't mean you can't have a little bit of strong drink. You understand? That doesn't mean that.
Right.
Sober's talking about you gotta be attentive. You understand? Sober meaning you're not. It's more like if you let's say. Let me get a metaphor. Your thoughts ain't askew.
Come.
You understand? Of course, if you drink a buttload of liquor, your thoughts are gonna be askew.
Come.
You understand? But you don't want to be weary, back and forth with it. Right. You need to know what you want. You got to know what it is, and that's that.
Right.
Don't be a person that's tossy-turny, flipsy-topsy,
right.
Stuff like that. Be sober. Be just, this is what it is. That's how it is. This is what it will always be. Always be that. If you get a little bit of liquor in you, that's cool. But at the same time, don't let the liquor change who you are.
That's right.
Don't let the liquor change how you're supposed to be.
Right.
And that's all it is. It's not talking about no liquor or anything like that, because the scriptures say give a man strong drink for his infirmities.
That's right.
So you know we can drink.
Right.
If Christ turned water into wine, what, they just pour the wine out?
Nah, sir.
The hell no. His mom was having them do it all the time. Hey, Yahweh Shai, a cup.
They say that was the best. That was the best they had when when he brought it out.
Exactly. It is that Christ was turning water to wine for his parents. Like it was
top
Hennessy.
top shelf.
That was top shelf liquor, and I don't like wine like that.
Right.
You know? Wine is cool. It's just too sweet for me.
Okay.
My taste buds reject that. But go ahead.
Of good behavior, giving to hospitality, apt to teach.
He's a brother.
Okay.
He's studied himself to be able to teach the people.
Right.
You can't be a bishop and you don't know John 3:16.
Right.
The breakdown on that.
Okay.
You can't be a prophet of the Lord. You can't be a bishop or a prophet of the Lord saying, I don't know the scriptures about being gay. I can't do that.
Right.
Or I can't give you the scriptures about smoking weed.
Right.
It's like you got to be apt to teach. If someone comes with a question, every now and then it's not wrong, but you can't. Let's say you have 10 students and each one asks you a question, you should be able to answer the majority of those questions.
That's right. Right.
You understand? Of course, everyone's still learning in a sense.
Right.
So it's like if someone asks you a question, you might forget or everything. There's a million scriptures in this book. Is that there's a crazy amount of scriptures. Right. Having them all literally memorized and be like, that's where it is. This is where it was. That's where it was. That's why every now and then you might have to paraphrase it.
Right.
You understand? If you paraphrase it, the beautiful thing is you have these fancy iPhones and fancy Androids that you can get a concordance to a Bible, and all you have to do is type in a few words that are in that verse, and it'll pop up.
That's right.
If you can only paraphrase it. So it's thanks to the inventions of a black man that was taken by the oppressor, we can do things like that. But the priest of the prophet of the Lord has to be apt to teach, meaning he's ready to teach at all times.
That's right.
You might have questions on the street when you go into slave.
Right.
When you go and taking the girl out on a date, you might get a question from somebody.
That's right.
At class, you will get questions. You just gotta be apt and be ready to teach when people ask you questions, because that's how you be a fisher of men.
That's right.
Right? You had said something?
No, sir. I was just gonna say, and even if, like, as far as our the way our structure is in the Isupk, even if I get out there and somebody asks me a question and I can't answer the question, all I have to do is just take the time to call someone that's over me and get the answer for that person.
Yes, then you and the other person asks the question get taught.
Come on, sir.
You understand? If I don't know, I ain't gonna front and say I know every last individual Bible verse in this Bible.
Right.
That would be an uttermost big lie.
Come on, sir.
You understand? Sometimes every now and then someone might ask a question, I'll be like, I've read this. I might have not even read it.
Right.
You understand?
Come on, sir.
So at the end of the day, if they ask a question, I'll be like, okay, no sweat, brother. I can't remember. I don't know the breakdown to this officially. I don't want to guess and give you something wrong. So I'll make a call and I'll get back to you on that.
Right.
It's that simple. You understand?
That's right.
Because you don't want to teach something that's not in the Bible. It's better to be patient and get the breakdown rather than guess and give someone a wrong breakdown.
That's right.
You understand? But go ahead.
Verse 3. Not given to wine.
Now what?
Not given to wine.
I mean, he doesn't drink wine so much that he's just off his square.
Right.
I mean, he was given to wine. I mean, he doesn't have some wine. Wine's got him.
Right.
Y'all know that those people that drink too much and they just talking trash, trying to fight, and they just can't remember their name or whatever the case may be. Don't be that man. You can have some drink, but you got to keep your composure.
Right. That's right.
And be the man you are.
Right.
Always. Don't let the liquor sway you from being who you naturally are. Because if that's the case, then maybe you need to slow down a little bit and find out your real tolerance.
Right.
Go ahead.
No striker. Mm-hmm. Not greedy to filthy liquor.
You're just talking about the liquor again, not given to it. Go ahead.
But patient.
But what?
But patient.
But patient. Have some patience. You understand? Even though patience isn't the easiest thing to come by,
right?
Everyone everyone has their own individual amount of patience they got. Some greater than others, but it's something. If man doesn't have the greatest patience in the world, what should he do? Practice.
Concert.
You understand? Everything comes with practice. Just work on your patience. Every now and then you might snap or whatever like that, but at the end of the day, practice it.
That's right.
You understand? To become better and master your craft. Go ahead.
Not a brawler.
Not a brawler. I mean, you ain't trying to fight every last buddy that walk around you or say something stupid.
Right.
You have people drunk out here. You got the oppressor being your enemy all the time. Don't try to beat everyone's butt.
Right.
You understand? You don't gotta do that. What are you? You a real man because you beat up someone that was drunk?
Right.
Oh, you a real man because you could just beat up everybody on the earth? No, you ain't a real man because you could fight.
Right.
You understand? You know how many cowards know how to fight?
Right.
People that go train in all these different types of karates and taekwondos and all that, they don't know how to. They know how to fight, but who cares?
Right.
Fighting isn't what makes you. What makes you is who you are as a person.
That's right.
How much knowledge you know. Are you following the Lord or not?
Right.
That's what I thought. Go ahead.
Not covetousness.
Mm-hmm.
4. One that ruleth well his own house.
And one that maintains his household structure. You understand? His wife has problems, they hash it out.
Okay.
You understand? The kids are going crazy, they get him in order.
Right.
They're running low on finances, he gets it worked out.
Okay.
So someone that makes sure everything in the household is not operating on a broken wheel.
Right.
You understand?
That's right.
People have marriages, they have the ups and downs.
Right.
You understand? Everything has a down and up point.
That's right.
You can't think that it's just Thomas the Train and he's just gonna keep going straight the entire time.
Right.
This is more like Finding Nemo. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. You see Nemo fighting against the current all the goddamn time, but guess what he did? He maintained his way.
That's right.
You understand? At the end of the day, he figured out his solution.
That's right.
Go ahead.
Having his children in subjection with all gravity.
You understand? His kids are in subjection, and he has rulership over them kids.
Right.
He has the power over those kids to keep them where they need to be. The same way gravity keeps us on the ground like we should.
That's right.
Go ahead.
Verse 5. For if a man know not how to rule his own house.
If a man can't even rule his own house, I mean, he can't, after all the problems and all that, he can't get everything back situated on the right bracket. Go ahead.
How shall he take care of the church of God?
You understand? If he can't maintain his own house structure, how can he maintain being a man of the Lord? How can he maintain leading a nation if he can't lead one woman, a couple women, and a couple children?
That's right.
You understand?
Right.
Like I said, ups and downs. You and your wife might have big major problems every now and then because Satan is great at his job.
That's right.
Which his job is to put friction in houses against people. Putting adversity and hurdles amongst every individual. He does that. That's his job, and he's great at it. He's mastered his craft.
Come on, sir.
Now, what our job as Israelites to do, and as teachers of the Lord, is to make sure that he doesn't his deception doesn't overcome the righteousness that y'all have in your household.
Come on, sir.
You understand? And not only your household, but is in the truth as well.
Right.
Satan shall never overcome the Israelite school of UPK.
Come on, sir.
You understand? Satan shall not overcome what the Lord has set down in this house of the Lord.
That's right.
You understand? And if you're a man or a woman, you're having problems in your household and you don't know how to figure it out yourself, get counsel.
That's right.
Call the number. You understand? We have a great counseling service in the Isupk under commanding John Yohana, which is under the Lord in Christ. You understand? So with that, make sure to tune into classes. Make sure you keep coming to class, ask questions, read your Bible, get out the Christian church, get out these other Israelite groups, come into the home of the truth, which is the Isupk under command of John Yohana.
That's right.
So with that, I'm going to pass over to class, the priest and officer of Rome. I ain't gonna cut it off until after we make the announcement.
We are the Isupk, started out of 1 West.
Get it, Frank.
Come on, sir.
You good? Okay. Should be good right there.
We are the Isupk, started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rules for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or a sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to the brother and the sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and the sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. Number 18:21, Malachi 3:8-10 means 10th in the Hebrew. Ma'ashara. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund. Free will offerings for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like, upcoming holy convocations. This Monday we have the Day of Atonement. Slaki.
You understand? For all Israel, the real Day of Atonement is this coming Monday, which is October 7th. You understand? That day, technically, the Day of Atonement is a day where you afflict your souls. Meaning you don't drink no food, eat no food and drink no liquids.
Right.
For 24 hours. You understand? Unless you a child under 12 or a woman that's pregnant, you should definitely take heed into this day to show that your spirit is stronger than your flesh.
That's right.
You understand? So Monday, October 7th at sundown in your region, for that 24 hours until sundown the following day, you should not eat no food nor drink no water. You understand? I mean, don't try to brush your teeth and you try to go drink some of that. Give 24 hours unto the Lord and show him that you ain't a carnal bastard.
That's right.
You understand? Let the Lord know that you have the strength in your loins or your girt to at least withhold your being from two things for just 24 hours. 24 hours is not a long time.
That's right.
You might sleep for 8 to 6 of those hours, 8 to 10 of those hours already. So you're really already decreasing that time period.
Right.
You understand? So go ahead.
Don't let them cookies beat your will, right? If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, to start wearing all black, boots, shirts, pants, headband, scarf. With that, I'm saying a